Everyone, welcome. Today I wanted to speak to healing and patterns. Sometimes I feel like when we have these bodies and it takes such an enormous amount of energy to not only maintain them, but also to manage them when they are out of balance, when they fall into ill health and or dis-ease, that it can be a tremendous time-consuming effort. And I encourage you to stick with it, no matter how challenging it is, because this is one of the koans, one of these teachings that we've been given in this life with being born in a body. So as we are on this journey and process of healing, which makes sense that it would be lifelong, as bodies are aging and moving towards death versus the opposite direction, that inevitably there will be issues that arise at certain times and seasons in our life that we'll need to address in regards to health and healing. And that will be different for any one of us because of the bodies we have been born into. So as we recognize that that is a process, don't be discouraged that healing is never done, because I think that is a misnomer. Healing is a process that's very similar and very parallel to personal development and the process of awakening and enlightenment. The ego's notion that we get somewhere and we become done is a very egoic thing and not the truth. The truth is eternity and awakening goes on forever. Refinement of ourselves and these bodies goes on forever, even beyond when we leave these bodies behind. So filing that away in regards to that healing process that we incorporate into our current life, and also the healing process around keeping and maintaining a state of balance in a very chaotic and stressful world, is also an absolutely full-time job in addition to your current full-time job that pays the bills. So don't be discouraged around the healing process, as things are constantly and always changing. And thus is the healing process as well. There will be new tools, there will be new techniques, there will be new medication, medicines, homeopathic, holistic things to be integrated or tried or implemented. And let that be a discovery process of curiosity, right? And adventure and learning, and great, incredible learning. And the beautiful thing around healing, when we're on this healing process and journey, just like self-development and self-refinement, it innately brings up patterns in our life. Patterns of behaviors, patterns of thought processes, patterns of emotional processes that we start to see and come across a little bit more frequently. And I want to highlight the patterns around the healing process and our personal development, because when we start to see with greater clarity these patterns in our lives, we get to disrupt those patterns that have engendered maladaptive behaviors, engendered negative thought patterns, dis-ease in the physical body. And when we disrupt those patterns, we recognize that healing can happen outside of time and space. It almost can, dare I say, be instantaneous. And when healing happens outside of time and space, when we are working with it in the world of disrupting patterns, and then we are repatterning those negative cycles with healthy ones, this creates a whole new trajectory of holistic healing happening within body, mind, and spirit. So just to dive in briefly into the whole patterns aspect and recognizing that is meditation practice is a great way to just clear and cleanse our system of the day, of our work day, of our evening if we had any kind of interesting sleep or dreams. Bookending our morning and our evening with meditation becomes a great component of that piece. And then we move forward with building upon the healthy patterns of, it could be introspection, mindfulness, reflection, contemplation. And those pieces then allows us to have greater insight to what the negative patterns have been in our life that have placed us out of balance. And there's this interesting thing in martial arts where when we are centered and in balance within our physical body system, when we are then engaging in a technique or attack, it genuinely, truly feels effortless. And that effortlessness comes from being in a centered and balanced place to address the situation that we are being met with in that moment. So when we come back into balance with healthier patterns in our life, whether that being as basic as drinking more water, sleeping well, having that seated meditation practice daily, twice a day, even better, with engaging in, thoughts that generate gratitude and beauty and positive encouragement in relationships and kindness with others, that those new patterns reset the old ones. They overlap or overtake or replace the ones that are and have been unhealthy for us. And that repatterning in that positive way allows us to be able to continue that trajectory of health and wellness and well-being in our lives.